I fell in love with the outdoors via my father. Our family grew up in the outdoors. My father was an avid outdoorsman, loved to hunt and fish, and he actually hunted and fished a lot of the farmland that was out here before they turned into our neighborhoods. And so that was what brought him to establish his homestead out on the eastern borders of Portland, and it was an easier access to get out to a lot of this was pasture land and farms that he was able to hunt, and got him closer to some rivers, the Sandy River, and that he passed that on to me when I was growing up, and that's what I just fell in love with. Growing up, I was able to ride my bike around town and go around to the downtown and ride down to Blue Lake Park. So I was riding a little BMX bike, and we go down there and fish the shores for panfish, and it was just really a easy time back then where we could access a lot of our waterways. We used to catch crawdads out of Johnson Creek there, right down at the Main City Park there. And so there was always access to water and the outdoors, and so it made it really nice to enjoy the outdoors, and it was just right there. I think our hidden gem inside Gresham, again, could be also our parks. We've got some great little parks that are all tucked in our neighborhoods that are integrated with play equipment that, again, have access to our residents. And the parks are, they're open, they're not concrete jungles. There's a lot of green spaces in there. A lot of our showcasing a lot of our native plants, our Doug fir trees, and just being able to enjoy the outdoors, and just a nice little peaceful, tranquil area that ties our neighborhoods together, and then gives an opportunity for our residents to get out to the outdoors. So right now we are headed over to Gresham Main City Park, and we're gonna take a look at our fine gem of the city here, and we'll see our many different attractions that we have in our park this spring morning. So we're in downtown Gresham at our Main City Park today. Here we have our new outdoor pavilion here, and also all of these great walking paths and just outdoor green area, which one, the community, the city gets to showcase their park, and two, the residents, we get a great little outdoor location here to enjoy picnics and some frisbee, some interaction with our neighbors, and just getting outdoor and getting some of our great fresh air we have in the Northwest. Behind us here, we have one of our little gems, our little hidden gem there of Suro Island there, our Japanese garden that's hidden within the Main City Park. So if you do come out and check out the city park, make sure to come out and check out our wonderful and beautiful Japanese garden here. Going across here Johnson Creek, which is a little high this morning. But this is just a beautiful little peaceful area where you can gather your thoughts and enjoy the beauty of nature, all right here in our little great Main City Park. This is all volunteer based that comes out and helps maintain the garden. Here's our little rock garden we have here. again, one of Main City Park's little hidden gems back here. And a lot of folks don't really know about it, but again, this is what makes Gresham, is that we have these little things that are so connected to our community that really showcases what we are as a big city inside a little community. The flora and fauna here in the garden is a lot of native plants. Also, you can see the intricacy of how everything's laid out here in the garden has its purpose and to showcase its beauty. The volunteers have done a wonderful job here of capturing the essence of the Japanese culture and then installing it into our community here. Here's our lucky turtle. Hey, you can kind of see the head that's pointed out there. This is the tail, and it's 4 little flippers, and you can kind of see the pattern of the shell just laid out there in the middle. Again, incorporating art with nature here. Again, a lot of folks, they don't notice that it's here, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, there's a turtle. One of our nice little peaceful outlooks here overlooking Johnson Creek. See how lush the garden is right now, and then each time of year during the fall and the winter changes slightly different with the flora and fauna. Some of the leaves fall off and gives it a different look, but each year there's always something a little different inside the garden to enjoy. But each part of the garden you can see here has a different landscape to it, and so it all tracks into different themes that are all part of the Japanese culture, highlighting the different gardens within the garden. So there's a lot to see out here to enjoy. A lot of our native plants, our ferns, our local ferns that are out here that are indigenous to the Northwest, and then our integrated plants here that we have some bamboo that's also growing, different species of bamboo that are in the park, and then the way the park's laid out with the different stones, with the walking paths that are out here, just all ties together the Japanese culture under their artwork. So how Japanese culture, there's a lot of art and nature all integrated within the garden. So there's a lot to see here that if you're studying Japanese culture and Japanese gardens, this again is a great little showcase of culture and gardening all put together that is out for everyone to enjoy. Off to the left, we have our ball fields that are here, and then we're walking up here this way towards the back end of the park here, where we actually have access to our spring water corridor. It's part of the 40-mile loop that actually allows cyclists and pedestrians to enjoy Gresham via walking, running, or cycling up and down the path and connecting to other parts of our neighborhoods and extending out into Portland, and also headed out towards Boring. So there's a good section of the pathway here that can be accessed from Main City Park, and you can travel plenty of miles in either direction to get a glimpse of nature and just enjoy the outdoors. So a lot of residents will come down from the neighborhoods and actually access the spring water corridor and drive into the park and enjoy a day in the park after a short little bike ride. And then we can even venture off into downtown from here. So the main city park truly is one of the hubs in which one we can connect into Gresham, and it's one of my favorite little stops in here just to get a glimpse of the outdoors and just take a break. Springwater Corridor used to be an old railroad line here that was used, and so now it's been a converted pedestrian walkway path here, and so it's a multi-city, multi-jurisdiction pathway here that's used by all of our residents in the surrounding areas and neighborhoods. So a lot of this here, you can see here some of the artwork that's been done about our park, our city. Kind of gives you a nice little stop, little rest stop here to invite us into the gate here of Main City Park, which is inviting in a kind of a gateway to our city. So it's a nice little access point where we can get right into Gresham. So we'll probably head into downtown Gresham next and see what's cooking down there. So here we are in downtown Gresham, right in our heart of it, with a lot of different businesses and restaurant eats for us. Some really great little establishments here. So there's a lot to choose from in Gresham. So if you have a sweet tooth, we have Eye Candy that's just down the block from us here. A fix for a burger, the local cow, all natural ingredients. Just another great little restaurant here supporting our community. The Hoppy Brewery, enjoy a nice alcoholic beverage here. And across the way here, Gresham Burrito Shop, some fine Mexican food. We also have some Mediterranean Lebanese food with Nicholas's restaurant. And then if you need your Asian fix, Sunny Han, great family, Judy and Sunny Han, that have that business over there. And then also Judy, she was one of the founding members of our art here that started in downtown Gresham. And we'll take a walk here and we'll kind of check out the pieces of art here along our main street. Great little meeting shop here at Delirium Cafe D. Do a lot of networking here in Gresham. So Gresham is really tied together here with this downtown. As you can see, it was really easy for us to transition from the main city park, really right up Main Street, and then we're right in here, right in the middle of downtown Gresham. And that's, to me, was what makes Gresham really convenient, is that we're all really interconnected as a community and we're really tied together with our local businesses. And so with all these local businesses out here, it gives us a great opportunity to connect with the community and able to be supporting of our business as well. So here we have one of our bronze statues here that are showcasing our city here as part of our art exhibits out here. This is Bless Our Nest, a family of ducks here, Mama Duck and her ducklings out here, and also too, just again, piece of the outdoors that we have so much available to us out here. Across the way of the distance, we have our great blue heron over there. Again, another piece there showcasing our wonderful community and the wildlife that we have. And over there on the corner over there is our mascot too. We have a great organization, Guide Dog for the Blinds, that actually trains their dogs in our community. So it actually helps our citizens that are maybe challenged with their sight. And they use our downtown area as a training ground for their dogs so that they're very versed in the area and can work with them. And then right across the way, we actually have a trainer coming across there. Here's one of our recent statues here. Mr. Gresham, Mr. Todd, he was actually featured on the Today Show as a ambassador to our fine city, and was also part of this year's Rose Festival Grand Marshal, I believe, as a representative for our city as well. So Todd's an interesting individual here, very fun, very cordial individual that loves to connect our community and also helps our businesses out with local deliveries from person to person out here. So we're really fortunate to have Todd, and then we've also honored him by having this piece of art for him. Here's one of our murals here showing off our little city here and the differences or change that we've happened over the course of years. So this is a great piece here to our downtown. You can kind of see a crossover between a little history and what has transpired in our community. One thing I always notice about walking around the downtown Gresham is our streets have been fairly well maintained. We don't have the clutter and the trash as we do in some of the other surrounding cities. I won't mention any names, but it's a little irritating when you come down and want to enjoy a downtown and you have to worry about all the trash that's around there. But one thing about enjoying our community is we really don't see a lot of it. So. Gotta have a seat with the good old Teddy here. So growing up in Gresham and deciding to be part of Gresham, I felt that Gresham was a small enough town, but yet a large enough town in the same sentence that it had everything I wanted. It had a business community here that was supporting. It had a real close neighborhoods, clean neighborhoods. I found that the downtown here and the Gresham itself was very inviting and very welcoming. I didn't feel that it was an overwhelming large city, let alone it was too small of a town that you didn't feel that you were in a city. But it had, for me, was the right mix of size and community that I felt comfortable raising my family, and that I had all the amenities that I needed here to raise my family and enjoy a little bit of country and a little bit of city all in one location. Here we have old Driscoll. This is dedicated for all the service dogs for the blind. Again, another piece of our great art that we have showcasing our downtown area. Growing up in the outdoors, I felt at Gresham there was a lot of connection for me of having the outdoors, and this art really tied it together for me, that it was honoring the outdoors, yet it was so accessible, and then it was also available in our downtown for others to see and enjoy. Gresham is community. Gresham is a place where it's safe, you can raise your family, you have connection to the outdoors. Gresham is diverse. Gresham is a big city inside a small community. Gresham wants to stay Gresham. I think Gresham has its place in the state of being a small community, yet very powerful community, and that it has a lot to offer for both residents and business owners. That it's for business owners or people looking to establish business, you can actually work with the city and be able to establish your business here, I think, a lot easier. We've got space, we've got real estate available for people to come out and reestablish a business so they don't feel that they're properly being taken care of in other cities. I think Gresham's a great place to raise your family. I think the city is very welcoming for supporting one another in that youth sports and other nonprofits that the local business community really gets behind and supports them, knowing that there is a need out there for youth sports. There's a need for family services, and together, they're helping keep our community running effectively, being able to provide those activities and services for folks that need it. I think one of our gems out here in Gresham too is Mount Hood Community College, being able to have a higher learning education here. I'm a Mount Hood graduate myself. I was glad that the community was behind and supporting a bond to keep the college going. And I'm grateful for the colleges being out here in East County and not having to run into downtown, having a beautiful campus that was available to me, and was able to further my education with our community college here based out in our East County Gresham area. I think it's really just a great showpiece here of again, higher learning education opportunities out here in Gresham that gets overlooked. But it's definitely another gem of our city that is underutilized, I think, a lot of times. It's great. It has great facilities. It has one of the only Olympic-sized pools that's out here that's available, and a great track, stadium that's available to the community. So it's I think it's a valuable asset for the Gresham community. Take a look at Gresham as more than just a pass through to the gorge or a pass through to the mountains, but instead make it a destination to where, one, you can do business in Gresham, you can set up shop here in Gresham, you can stay in Gresham. We've got all the amenities there, and again, quick access to the airport without having to fight downtown traffic. And you can still enjoy the outdoors and enjoy a peacefulness, and yet being able to do business here in Gresham without having to worry about again, either just any type of theft or any criminal activity, again, that you'd have to be worried about. So Gresham is available to us. It's, again, a small gem that's out there that no one really talks about, and we just seen that a lot of folks incorporate Gresham as part of Portland, but we're not Portland, we're Gresham. And so that's what sets us apart, is that we are definitely not Portland.